Welcome to the Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew and let's get to the show.
Man, I watched Rocky last night, like while I had the game on. Movie's sick. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker, not Sylvester Stallone. I could do this. This is your host, Sylvester Stallone. Sorry, Sly, if you're watching. Yeah, I love you, brother. I'm sorry. It's Wednesday. It is a hump diggity day, and we're going three wide. We're going three wide multiple times this week. I got the $2 of the world-renowned $2 sports show. I would say world-renowned. Uncle Buck and Rusty, how are we doing, fellas?
Good, man.
We're good.
Good, strong coffee this morning. I'm awake, alert, and happy to be coming off a Grizz dub.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Ditto.
Ditto. Ditto. Man, a Grizz dub is a good thing to come off of, even if it is dicey. Yeah, dicey, like throwing dice. The Grizzlies won 140.
This game was never
Let
dicey. Y'all
me,
just weren't patient enough.
That's
oh my
the
gosh,
thing.
this guy, man.
Let me
37-point win.
Let me give you guys this. Let me pose this question. Did this, and I'll start with you, Uncle Buck. Did this game say more about the Jazz tank job, or was it more of a get right game for the Grizzlies?
It was both. I mean, listen, the Jazz are terrible, and they're actively trying to be terrible. But that doesn't mean that there's not good vibes that come from just beating the crap out of somebody. Like, both are true. I'm not going to say the Grizzlies played a really good second half, but the Jazz are not good. And so take the good and block out of your mind that the Jazz have won 16 games this season. And just remember the fact that you played really well and you scored 80 points in the second half. Just remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Jazz are horrible. I think that's but they're horrible in the right way. Because I do think this team knows how to tank, and they tank really well. It's a very, very, it's a very fun exercise in tanking, in my opinion, because they play their butts off in the first half, and they were up by double digits at some point, and then they score 17 in the third. It just like
in the fourth. Or
yeah, like they came
21.
out. God, you want to talk about coming out flat after the half? That's what the Jazz did.
I mean, major halftime adjustments from Taylor Jenkins.
What do you think, Rusty?
Luke, we won. We won by 37. It's a good win by 37 points. But let's try and dig a hole in the first quarter like we did on Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday, Monday, whenever we play the Celtics. The first when we play the Warriors. Like, if we come out like that against the Thunder, we're going to lose by 100. It was an ugly showing in the first half. It just shows there was just no fight, no resolve. And whatever happened, whether it was Desmond getting fired up, I personally like seeing him shove Santi because that's the most fight we've shown in weeks. And
I just saw that.
I like the passion.
Yeah.
Like I'm not mad at it one bit. I'm here for it. If you read his lips, he's like, get up and stop, get a stop is what he's saying. And so he's upset, and losing sucks. And so we were like, the first half sucks. And maybe Uncle Buck is better at compartmentalizing than I am. I just see that effort in the first half. It's like, damn, that's the team we still are. And then in the second half, it looked better. Whether that's Utah was like, bro, we are doing way too much and took their foot off the gas, or think our shots started falling. Theirs stopped falling. But, stop me if you've heard this before, but a team comes out in the first quarter and shoots their season high from three. I mean, this Jazz team is consistently low 30% from three, and they started the game like 6 of 7. And they hit some contested threes, but there was way too many wide open threes early. I will take the win because we desperately needed it, but there's a lot of cracks in this foundation.
Yeah, this was one of the better shooting nights it seems we've had lately. I mean, we were 53% from the field, 44% from beyond the arc, and 89% from the line. Pretty good. We rebounded really well this game. It's one thing that we talked about yesterday, I think, Rusty, where they out-rebounded us by like 20-plus boards last time we played, and you can flip-flop that. We out-rebounded them by what, 32, 34? 24 math. You know, like we did better in areas that I was concerned about.
Large part of that led to we went on a 60-20 run from midway through the second quarter to the end of the third. So that's when we really started dialing it up. Yeah, we were down at halftime. But we really started getting our get right together in the second quarter, and it carried into the second half. But I mean, like, I don't know. I don't love sweating games with Jazz, whether that's in the first quarter, second quarter, or the first 8 minutes. Like, this should have been a wire-to-wire beatdown, and there were moments where it was like, oh my God, we're going to lose to the Jazz.
Yeah, it was at the beginning of the second quarter there. It was like, whoa, what is happening?
But we only had 8 turnovers.
Yeah.
We were never going. I think some of the people forgot, and I get, like, we're in a bad spot, and that going into that game in the first half wasn't exactly inspiring a lot of confidence. But this is Utah, the state of Utah, and there's a white dude going number 1. Like, they were never winning this game. Like,
man, there were.
They would play. I text you guys in the group message. They would play with their hands tied in order to greater increase their odds of getting Cooper flagged.
Man, there were multiple times last night where there was like other white guys that would come out on the court, and I'd be like, who is this Joker? They got more? They got more?
They're going to sell out season tickets because on the marquee, they're going to put Lauri Markkanen, Filipowski, Walker Kessler, Cooper Flagg as their starting lineup, and they're going to sell out season tickets.
They need Luke Kennard as a point guard.
Yeah, please. And go ahead and send us like John Collins Sexton. But I don't know that I've ever seen this in an NBA game, and I think this is a testament to what Uncle Buck is saying, that they are actively trying to lose. The Jazz had 0 second chance points last night. 0.
You know, I wasn't at the game, but I heard somebody said that
I heard it.
They do the Chick-fil-A, miss 2 free throws for the home team. Everybody gets free chicken.
Wait, man, that's the single best part of the NBA, I think, is the free chicken missed free throws. Like explaining that to people.
0 second chance points, man. Like, I don't that's actively not trying to like get a rebound at the front of the rim and not just tap it back in. Like, that is a team that's tanking.
Yeah, it's tough. There's not much more that I want to really dwell on this game. I do say it was nice. Shout out Wayno. Wayno said it was good that we got good games from guys, and it was against the Jazz that we haven't had in a minute. This was Vince's best game in a hot minute. In 22 minutes, he had 15 points, 4 rebounds. He had an assist. He was 5 of 7 from the field, and he was a plus 31. Like that's the Vince that we know. Like, that's the Vince I think a lot of us envisioned actually contributing on this team. Edey had another double-digit game. He almost had double-digit boards. Yeah, we're still way too many subs. I think it was Rusty that said there were 9 guys subbed in the first 7 minutes, which
10 in the first quarter.
It's a lot.
Hey, it used to be 11 you used to complain about, so maybe we're making progress.
Baby steps. Baby steps. So I don't want to talk
another
anymore.
guy. Another guy, Scottie Pippen Jr.
Thank
continues to play really well. Again, I was hard on him because he was bad there for a stretch, but like the more he plays, the more I trust him in a playoff rotation as like the 9th guy. Like he's definitely doing, and that's the other thing. In the first 3 minutes of the game, he had a steal with a layup, a rebound, an assist, and was subbed out 3 minutes into the game. Like, what did he do wrong? I don't understand.
Regarding that, with BC out, you've only got about one guy that is a constant volt of something to this team anytime he's out there, and it's Scottie Pippen Jr. And I question that as well, because the dude is just a spark plug. He's spark plugging right now, and it's good to keep the dude out there. He's shown just in what. Yeah, see, I'm right here. I'm at the point.
But why are we pulling 3 minutes into the game for Luke Kennard? I didn't get that at all. Especially when the Jazz were going streaking. Like, he had a steal with a layup, an assist, and a rebound. And TJ, not too much. Got to go.
Give me Luke's first 2 shots were ugly. I mean, they were. It was just, they ran the same play for him twice, and it was like, come on, bro. But I'm going to talk about it. What's this? It's a fun gimmick I'm doing now. Can you hear me? Oh. Oh, this just in, it's the standings report. I did this while you were gone, Rusty. I like it.
That's good.
Coming in, the standing report. Yes. Okay. We're going to look at the standings. We're going to just pop into the standings. We don't want to talk about this game with the man. I keep seeing Luke in the comments. I think it's me. And I'm like, whoa, why are we trashing Luke? It's the other Luke. I'll get right.
No, that's in the second segment.
Oh, God. Damn. We are going to check in with the standings. We're going to report into the standings very briefly, just as we get closer to the playoffs, because Grizzlies were in 5th yesterday. We are now in 4th with a game up on the Lakers and 3 games up on the Warriors. I think this is where I'm okay with 4th. I don't know if the standings were to stop like this. If Uncle Buck's not Uncle Buck, don't want to play the Lakers.
You scared? Say you scared.
You've got eyes, Rusty. You've watched the games.
I mean, they don't have a post player. I'm not as worried about them as I once was. I'm not. I honestly, I think the 4 right now with the way we're playing, the way the schedule falls, 4 feels like our ceiling. So I hope we stay there. I hope it's the Lakers. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Let's go. Crush those demons. Now I don't know.
Well, and it's like if I have to rely on someone's. LeBron's old. If I got to bet on someone's,
and he hadn't looked good either
nope.
since his groin injury. He's not looked good.
Yep.
He just went to he just got fixed. He took his 2 weeks off. He took his PTO right here before
That's it.
for the holiday season. And listen, here's
Shaq.
my thing: like the Grizzlies are currently in 4th and they would match up today with the Lakers. They're a half game out of 3rd. And if you go to 3rd, you got to match up with the Warriors. I hate both of them. Let's be honest. The expectations are a first round loss. And so, I mean, yeah, it would be a massive upset if the Grizzlies win a series against either of those.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a massive upset if they win a series against anybody in the playoffs.
Yeah, there we go. That's I think we're there. I think I'm going to be a massive upset regardless. But I think it would be a massive upset because of what we've seen from this team. And okay, this is a hypothetical. This is a new segment we're going to introduce called Hypothetical Corner with the Daily Grind. It's where we think about different hypotheticals. After watching the game last night, there was a lot of questions that I had mid-game. Questions about Taylor Jenkins, question about Will Hardy, because Will Hardy has these dudes. He coaches his ass off. And I remember when he was with Boston, he was considered one of the next guys, the next round of NBA coaches. He was people talked about him. And so I got to thinking, who's the next big H head coaching hire? Hypothetical corner. Maybe not necessarily for the Grizzlies. This doesn't have to be a Grizzlies conversation. That's where my brain kind of stemmed from, but I don't want to pour dirt on Taylor's grave until he's out of the building. So I'm just thinking, if not for us, some teams will be firing their head coaches and teams will be looking for new head coaches at the end of the season. Who are the guys? And maybe there are guys you have eyes on for the Grizzlies if you think we're going to need someone. But who's the next Will Hardy? Who's the next Ime Udoka? Who is the next guy that you guys like that could hypothetically be the next guy for the Grizzlies? The next guy for
if you look at the guys who are kind of the hot new guys there, it's Mark Daigneault at Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah,
they hired him off their G League as their G League head coach. First time I've ever seen that being done. And then Will Hardy, much like Taylor Jenkins, I believe, was just an assistant somewhere.
Boston.
Brainy guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Boston.
it's from Boston. Okay, I missed that, I guess. I was looking at the standings down here.
No.
I don't know that given the Grizzlies situation, and I do believe that Taylor at this point is fighting an uphill battle when it comes to keeping his job. He's going to have to win a playoff series, I think. I do think, given our situation and everybody else's beefs with the psyche of this team, and in particular your star player being John Morant, I do believe that a former player probably would be able to hold would be held in higher regard by the players in this situation. Somebody that can get the most out of Ja, convince him it's somebody that's probably been there before. And the first name that pops out in my head is a guy that's been up for multiple head coaching jobs before, but hadn't got them. Maybe that's a red flag. I don't know. But big balls, Sam Cassell is, to me, an obvious one. He was a long-time NBA veteran, the kind of guy that did the dirty work. You know, the old clip used to play on Bluff City Media commercials of Brevin Knight saying, you've got to play to keep that patch on your chest. Yeah. And Sam Cassell was a guy that did whatever he could to be a good teammate, to be a good locker room guy, and to step up when he needed to step up to have an extended NBA career. And he's been an assistant coach for a decade and a half now. Like it seems like his time has come, and he would, without doing lots of research, he's the first name that comes up to my mind.
Yeah, Sam Cassell is one that comes up a lot. I think, Drew, like we need somebody that can unlock, like you said, Ja. And I think for me, it's going to be a former player that's turned coach, because they know, like you said, they've been there, they know what it takes. And Sam Cassell is a name that comes up a lot. Damon Stoudemire, who's the head coach at Georgia Tech, is another name that comes up a lot. He's a motivator. He's a guy that can.
He's with Boston, right?
Yeah. He's the head coach of Georgia Tech right now. He's feisty. He's got some NBA experience. You know, he played a long time with the Trailblazers. Another name that comes up a lot, and I don't know a ton about him, but just doing some research last night, Micah Nori is one of the bench coaches in Minnesota. Apparently a lot of GMs and front offices are saying he's kind of going to be the next name to watch as a potential head coach. Jordy Fernandez is doing a fine job in Sacramento, but if that continues, they're going to keep him.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn. Sorry. Thank you.
Jordy Fernandez. Now you're talking about the interim at Sacramento, right? That's Wayno will have to help us out in the comments.
The guy,
what's his name? Yeah, what's not Jordy Fernandez? He's in Brooklyn.
Somebody will pop it up in the comments.
I think like a former player like a Sam Cassell, Damon Stoudemire, if not, like Mike Brown's another name. Like I know he just got let go from the Kings, but he's one that like I don't know that we need like quite like a Lionel Hollins hardline kind of guy, but Mike Brown can be that guy that like, say again?
Mitch Johnson.
Yeah. That's the kind of, but like a guy like Mike Brown that can draw a line in the sand and not be a player's coach where you're just like buddy with the guys dancing before the game, all that BS. I think to me at this point, Taylor's biggest indictment is how much the players like him.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
Doug Christie. He's the one at Sacramento.
Doug Christie.
I'm just trying to go back, and I know I saw Van Gundy's name in the comments. I know some people, if you want to go like, I don't want that option, but I know that if you want to go more proven guy, Van Gundy's an option. Dan Hurley, I saw up there. I don't.
Let's touch on this.
Yeah, you want to talk about Dan
Gentry over here? He is consistent. He's an Edey guy and he's a Hurley guy, which means that he was very happy in last year's March Madness finals with it, UConn and Purdue, but. There is a 0 chance that Dan Hurley works out in the NBA. And not to me, like he's just, maybe the lights got too bright. Maybe the pressure got too big trying to three-peat. But the dude was off the rails like 75% of this season. Yeah. And I don't like the guy. And I don't think the players will like the guy. And when we say there needs to be somebody to keep John in line, yes, it does need to have a stern voice, have a respected voice. But he comes across as a tyrant.
Yeah, and whiny, and I don't like whiny, and he's super. If it doesn't go his way, super whiny. If we promote Tomas to the head coach after CJ, we're not a serious team. We're not a serious franchise. We are. If that happens, that tells you everything Kleiman, everything you need to know about what Kleiman thinks about this team, and that we're nowhere close to being a championship team. If that happens,
yeah, I just don't know. This would not be the direction that I would like to see.
I'm not saying that's not what Kleiman will do, but I'm just saying if he does that, then to me that screams we're not anywhere close to being a contender.
I remember when they fired Yeager, and there were names that went out that I really wanted. Indiana had just fired what's the guy's name?
Vogel.
He just won a title in the bubble with the Lakers. He was the coach last year.
Frank Vogel.
Frank Vogel. I wanted Frank Vogel so bad.
I did too.
And he chose Orlando. And you've got to, and at that time the Grizzlies didn't have a bright future that maybe Orlando did. I don't remember much about that Orlando team. But at this point, you put John Moran up on a poster and say, who wants to coach this guy? Who wants to unlock this guy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and show him some highlight films from a couple years ago and be like, this is what you could get if you come to Memphis.
And I can't sit here and tell everybody that I think that the coach is the most important thing in the world. I've put all this blame, the majority of the blame this season on players not playing up to their potential. But I do think you still go out and try to find a seasoned head coach with NBA games under his belt. I think that's what Jenkins lacks is that in-game feel. And so you've got to go find somebody that's been on an NBA bench. And that's along with his personality, that's the reason why I don't like Dan Hurley and the Tomas guy. Like, I don't even think he's the lead assistant on this team. And so as much as he is just kind of like brought in to bring a mad scientist, as a mad scientist to bring in his experiment, you know?
Yeah. It's tough, man, because you're looking at if TJ's the 5th longest tenured head coach in the league, and the guys ahead of him all have championships.
Mm-hmm. It's hard. Again, we've said it on here numerous times. Like, it's hard to make that transition from developmental coach to championship winning coach. It's only happened a handful of times, and so again, and TJ will absolutely land on his feet in San Antonio or Charlotte or Atlanta, somewhere that's up and coming, that's got a bunch of young guys. Washington, like, he will absolutely land on his feet. Don't get it twisted. But he'll do the same thing there. He'll develop guys to a point, but he can't get out of his own way due to analytics, due to whatever. And I don't think that he's going to be the guy that could get us to a championship, much less a playoff win. And so I think it's time. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And we've done it for 6 seasons now. And yes, we've been bit by injuries and had some very unlucky things happen, but TJ gets in his own way more often than not.
Yeah.
I just hope that it doesn't bite us in the tail and we go with somebody that is doing this for the first time again.
Sure. Agreed. 100%.
Yeah, we're all aligned there. Something else I think we're all aligned on. I think we're all aligned on who we don't want to win Defensive Player of the Year, who is currently favored. We're going to rank them. R.I.P. Rack 'em, Willie. We're going to rank the Defensive Player of the Year candidates because
is he dead?
I think I found out on Reddit that he passed away. But Reddit is a crazy place. I also found some other stuff on Reddit that we don't have to talk about here. They released the JFK files, man. Anyway, the Defensive Player of the Year candidates. We found out yesterday, or I found out. I think we both found out together. Draymond Green isn't the favorite. Is he still the favorite?
He's still the favorite at -135. Evan Mobley +110. Dyson Daniels, Dort, Tripp, Zubac, SGA is your Defensive Player of the Year candidates.
Oh my goodness. So, oh gosh, I guess that those top 5 are going to be your first team all defense, I imagine. God, I don't want Draymond to get it.
I agree with Wayno. Like, Dyson Daniels has been a lock this year. I mean, he's tortured us. He's tortured everybody he's played. Like, he has played really, really well this year for a bad Hawks team, which is why he's probably not getting a lot of pub. Evan Mobley's great. Like, he's like, I don't understand where Draymond came. Like, literally, he wasn't even in the top 10, and now all of a sudden he's the odds-on favorite. Like, somebody smarter than me needs to explain that to me.
I'm not me. I just got done talking about the JFK tapes on Reddit. You don't want me explaining it to you. I'm curious.
So Dyson Daniels' problem is the Hawks in points per game are 27th in the league. It's not really reflecting. Mm-hmm. I get it, but it's the same reason why in every other season-ending award, it doesn't necessarily go to the best player. It goes to the best player on the best team. And it's the reason why Jaren won it that year. He was the best defender on a really good defense.
Yeah.
And Draymond, this to me, it feels like just paying like a career achievement award for him because he has anchored that defense for 15 years now. I don't know if he's ever won one. I think he may have won one Defensive Player of the Year in the past, maybe.
Yes.
But it's just no clear options. And the Warriors have won like 17 out of their last 20. He's playing really well.
They got a top 10 defense.
It's all about peaking at the right time. It's the reason why Jaren Jackson coming off of an ankle injury and the Grizzlies stinking the last 3 weeks. He's now plus 3,000 after being the favorite soon as Wemby got hurt.
Yeah,
like it's all about peaking at the right time. And if Draymond gets it, it's just because of a career achievement kind of thing. And they got hot at the right time.
Yeah.
Man, as right as you are, I would rank him last.
Yeah,
my personal list.
Yeah, but we hate the guy.
We hate it. We are as biased as they come.
Well, let me be honest with you. Hot take here. I think I'd rather him win it than Mobley because Mobley is a direct competitor to Jaren on the same timeline.
They will be
competing for the next decade.
Mm-hmm.
I want Jaren to have one and Mobley have none.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Be petty. Be petty. I like it.
On his way out, be able to have something to talk about on his podcast when his career inevitably ends in the next 2 years, you know? And let's just continue to keep Mobley like beneath Jaren.
I like that. I can get behind that logic.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. So we won't put Draymond last. We'll put Evan Mobley last just for the sake of fun.
Yeah.
You know what else is fun? Drafting stuff in board games. Draft day, not the movie. Draft day, not the movie. We're trying to figure out what to draft, and by we, I mean me. And Rusty came up with the idea. Who doesn't love having fun? Who doesn't love a good board game? I love board games. It's the older I get, the more and like games are fun. I feel like once you're in college, you go through like college age, you go through a time where you're like, board games suck. I just want to go drink. And then when you grow up, you're like, oh man, this is fun and not as hard on my body. And so we are going to draft board games.
How about we have a game night?
Game night.
And don't drink.
It sounds
get the kids
great.
in bed and wake up and go to bed at a perfectly normal time and wake up refreshed. How about that?
Oh my God, that sounds so good.
Beautiful.
Can you do that?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So we're drafting game night stuff. Let me get my hat. I got a cup and coins. Okay. Who's going to go first? Who's going to go first? All right. So going first, Uncle Buck. I'm going to roll in because damn it went on the floor. You go, Rusty. I felt really good about my roll, and then it went on the floor, and so I'll go last.
All right. So I gotta pick, and I got 6 picks until I go again. So I better take something that's popular, something that's good. Now, something about me. I'm not a fan of like chance games, really. Like, I'm not a big fan of like roll the dice, see how many moves, and hope you land on a ladder instead of a chute kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like numbers. I like odds. I like being able to think a little bit, you know? And so, so that's just kind of looking forward at kind of like my strategy. Now, first off, there is one card game that's better than the rest. It's me and my family play it together. So it's a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old play it with me. And there's 1,000 different variations you can play it. It's Uno.
Yeah, Uno. Yep.
And if you really want to be fun, play Fast Uno. Because in Fast Uno, you can stack all of like cards.
Yeah.
If it's the same color and number, you can stack them. You can stack out a turn, draw 4s, and then whoever lays the last one down, the person the next one has to draw all of them.
Oh,
like it's brutal.
Yeah.
There's something pretty satisfying about hitting somebody with a skip card in Uno. It's just like, ha! It's just like, it's really nice.
We played with my nephews for our family Christmas to get together, and Maggie unfortunately sat next to Finn, who is just a demon when it comes to this card game. And his whole thing was be mean to Maggie, and he just hit skips and draw and reverse and just be mean to Maggie.
You ain't in this family yet.
Nope. Shit, you gotta learn. You gonna learn.
For me, mine's a niche pick. I got some grief from Maggie for it last night. That's fine. I don't care. My favorite board game of all time is a game called Sequence.
Oh, and Sequence is fun.
Love that game.
Fun.
Great strategy game. Thank you. Sequence is my first pick.
Sequence is fun. Okay. With this pick, I'm gonna pick a game that is really long, really ruins family and friendships and really gives you a poor idea of how capitalism works. Monopoly. I'm going to take Monopoly.
You could have given me 100 picks,
Ooh.
and I was not picking Monopoly.
You don't like Monopoly?
No.
Oh, dude.
I like
dude,
Monopoly.
Too long.
It's
too
so long. My favorite thing is to take all the pieces and take one piece out and replace it with a piece from another board game and be like, I don't know what happened, and make specifically, I would take the Emperor Palpatine piece from Star Wars Monopoly and take out the thimble, and we'd be like, oh man, sorry, I guess you have to be Emperor Palpatine, and my family would get so mad.
Sounds like your family's a bunch of nerds.
Bro, look behind me. Look at this. The Monopoly is like bad breath. Oh my goodness gracious!
Listen, I get it. It's a smart person game that makes sense why Drew and DG do not like it.
Yeah, damn.
It's
Shots
not
fired.
a smart person game. It's just it's a land grab game, and it's not
Land
fun. 'Cause
grab.
It takes forever. It's just about the person who wins Monopoly is the person who's just willing to stay up the latest.
Fair. That's
And Rusty, you would never win for that.
No, I would never win.
I tap out. I'm tap out at
But
like
the Irish goodbye is about 8:30, and I'm out.
yes. Then my next pick, I'm gonna take Settlers of Catan, another nerd game. But you've never played that game?
I played it one time.
Longest road, baby. Longest
His-
road.
His next game is going to be Dungeons and Dragons.
Can I pick
And
Russian
Risk.
roulette and Russian roulette if that's allowed? All right, those are my pick. Go ahead, Rusty.
All right, so my next one, I'm between two. I'm gonna hope that one is still there when it comes back around. Give me Battleship. I used to love that game. Play with my brother. Battleship was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. I really like Battleship.
Battleship's great.
And you're talking about like a game that you could celebrate and be
Oh, yeah.
extremely like you can DX your nephew when you sink his battleship. Like I think that's legal.
Yeah, I played life-size Battleship one time. It was a ton of fun. Like the ships were like 3 or 4 feet long, and you
Yeah, that was
positioned
called
them
World War II.
Had a big board. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Life size. I remember playing Battleship.
Never
With MacArthur.
All right, I got two picks. I can't believe nobody's taken Phase 10 yet, so I'll take Phase 10. The next one is I'm going to challenge everybody. Get with you got to have at least 5 people, but get with a group between 5 and 10 people that you like, but you're not unwilling to part ways with if it goes poorly. Okay. And play Secret Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
Has anybody played Secret Hitler in here? All right. It is brutal. So basically what it is you draw cards at like a name card basically in an envelope. You've got the majority of the people are liberals. They're the good guys. A few of you are Nazis, and one of the Nazis is Hitler. Okay? So the Nazis, Hitler knows who all of his allies are, but the Nazis don't know the other Nazis, and then the goal is for the liberals to kill Hitler. And so it's just like you draw tiles. It's hysterical, but I promise you, every single round it ends with yelling and screaming, "You're a liberal! You're a liberal! You're a Nazi! You're a Nazi!" And then trying to kill Hitler, which we all can get behind, right?
Everybody get behind killing Hitler, but you ever get the cops called on you? If I heard people yelling that, I'd
Well, I've always played it out in the country where nobody can hear you.
You're a
But
Nazi.
it is. Yeah.
All right, so my next pick, I'm going with the board game Clue. Colonel Mustard in the library with the candlestick. I'm going Clue.
With Colonel Hitler in the library with the secret.
With the Nazi.
Oh my goodness, Secret Hitler! I'm gonna not Google Secret Hitler on my work computer. But I'm gonna
telling
Google
you,
it later.
it's amazing. We'll play. I've got
Mafia
it
is
at the house.
fun. It's kind of similar. Mafia that DG's talking about in the comments. It's kind of fun. Like
That's
you
what I
got the
thought he
one-hit
was.
man.
That's
That's where I thought we were going.
I've never played Mafia, but I've heard about it, and I'm sure it's a lot the same.
It's a lot like Secret Hitler, but
it's much more fun to root out Hitler than root out like a Mafia done. Okay.
I guess you're right. Is it my turn? Whose turn is it?
Yeah, it's your turn, Luke. You got 2.
I'm gonna go easy and pick Connect 4 because
that's a good one. Maggie and I
It's
played that
simple.
in Louisville. It's fun.
and you can blow it up too, like super big Connect 4. Like, and I love the I like at all the like Chuck E. Cheese and like any like but Dave and Buster's, they've got basketball Connect Four where you can like shoot the basketball. I'm a big Connect Four guy. My next pick. Oh gosh. You said it earlier, and I can't stop thinking about it. I love Risk. Another really long game. another really boring game where you get to invade places. I love it. Love it. If you play games with me, it's going to be really long and
cerebral
and probably boring. And I'll get distracted halfway through, and you'll be like, Luke. Come on.
Connect Four was a good one. That was one I was thinking about taking. I'm gonna go. Speaking of cerebral games, I enjoy Scrabble. I love trying to make the words on the board. Give me Scrabble, especially like you can throw down like a 2-letter word for like 50 points and hit DX as you put it down. Yeah, give me Scrabble.
All right. So I guess I'm ending it here, right?
No, I get one more.
No, I got one more. You get two, and then we both get one more.
Two, and then
Oh, I get two. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll take one that is a family favorite of ours. Another one that maybe not many people have heard of, but it's okay. I'm gonna take first. I'm gonna take Yahtzee.
Oh, Yahtzee
game.
Fun game.
I got.
And then kind of like a kind of an offshoot of Yahtzee is a game called Farkle.
I love Farkle.
Farkle's great.
Farkle. There's spicy Farkle.
I've never played strip Farkle before, but I don't know. I'm assuming that's what spicy Farkle is.
No, it's there's.
If you Farkle, you take your clothes off.
No, it's a different set of rules, but you get to stay dressed. There's no tomfoolery, but there is a spicy Farkle.
All right, my next pick is Twister. I'm just kidding. You got me thinking about it. No, but Farkle's a lot of fun. It's a dice game. You try to find like different.
That's it. Spicy Farkle builds on the classic Farkle rules, adding a spicy dice with red dots that double your score when rolled. So like you can really run the score up.
Gotcha.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy.
Right. Spicy Farkle. I am going to go for my last one. This is a big one. We played a lot growing up with my family, and it was Pictionary, where you draw the pictures on the easel and you're trying to like guess it out. Like Pictionary was a fun game in our family.
There's nothing worse than a game of Pictionary. I played it like last Monday at my in-laws' house.
Nothing worse.
I am so bad. I mean, it's totally a skill level for me. Like if you can't draw, like there's nothing worse. And I can't even get close.
Yeah.
I'm going. I get the last pick?
Yeah.
I'm going to pick a game that is probably responsible for my anxiety, and it is Operation. You got a timer, and then it's like just screams at you. It's like, and I love the song. Is it water on the knee? Operation. That's mainly why I picked, because I love the song. That's
it was like, do you remember Perfection, the little game in the 90s where you had to put the little like shapes in? Because that's where anxiety started for me, where it's just like trying to get them in, and all of a sudden it blows up. Yeah, that one sucked.
It's like, oh, if you can't be perfect, the game's gonna explode in your face.
Then you die.
That game sucks. I hate that.
Yeah, I feel like you don't see those games anymore because they all like zapped you with electricity. Like, it was always
that's it. That's what happened to all of us in the 90s.
Like you had those metal edges that if you touched it, like it closed a circuit somewhere, and you're like,
like Marv in Home Alone.
We used to make games in this country. Is what we used.
Honorable mention for me and my family. I don't know if anybody would know this game, but y'all know Scattergories. Y'all play Scattergories?
Yeah.
Love Scattergories. That was another big one in our family. And call some fights. Call some fights.
Taboo.
Making up words. Yeah.
Taboo's great.
Mad Gab.
Taboo.
Yeah.
Candyland is okay. King Meat shut out, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's recap. I had Settlers of Catan. I had Risk. I had Monopoly. I had Connect 4. And I had Operation. What did you guys have?
Go ahead, Drew.
I had Uno, Phase 10, Secret Hitler, Farkle, and Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
And I had Sequence, Battleships, Clue, Scrabble, and Pictionary.
Man,
solid list all the way around.
Solid list all the way around. These are all fun games. I might call out of work today and just play games. That's not true. It's just me playing Yahtzee by myself. That's going to do it for our show today.
Just slapping all the hip
Hungry Hitler? Nope. That's going to do it for our show today. Thank you for watching. If you can... We can leave you with anything today. Remember these two things. Have a good day at work, obviously. But remember to be a little weird and remember to smile, guys. Have a good one. See you guys tomorrow.